ACL and MCL and crushed my meniscus in a motorcycle wreck a few years back. So, yeah, it's just a little bit weird. At 55, the recovery is a little bit different,
slower.
Yeah, and I don't even, it's just kind of being bored, man, because I'm used to doing so much shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, right. But I'm not letting it overwhelm me. The only thing that pisses me off is having to get up and do, I can't, regular shit, getting up and getting a plate of food. I can't carry the plate of food and use the crutches.
Yeah.
So if I get a plate, am I going to stand up and eat standing up over there? Which I don't want to because then my foot was throbbing. So I had to figure out, and then to get something to drink too. I can't carry a cup.
Teach Speedy.
Okay, and then I just would, all I could do is put stuff on the counter, hop down a little bit, scoot it down, hop down, get it over here on the tray, hop, sit down, and then put it over here on that, and then turn back, get back up.
What's the hardest thing to do with a right now?
What I just said.
That?
Yeah, what I just said, because I'm trying to carry something and walk with crutches, or I'll fall.
Not shower, not.
Shower is now because I got a shower seat in there, and I went and bought a new shower head with the
we got a shower seat too. It's the best. I'm never going back to not having a shower seat.
Oh, dude. No, I don't want to use it, but it's there now, and I need it. But what sucks is just getting ready, having to put a bag over the soft cast and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Well, you know what you can do that's easier? Fill up your bathtub, and then you just put your leg over.
Oh,
and then you have to wrap it.
I don't want to do that.
And then just go backwards like that, and then
I don't want to take.
Just don't hit your head because then you'll fall in.
No, then I drown like that.
Drown, yeah.
No, I just get in there and take a shower. I'm gonna have to get in there after the podcast, could wash my hair because I don't wash my hair every day. But I'm gonna wash it and condition it and get ready because I have a show tonight.
Yeah,
I'm getting out for the first time doing a show. And I'm headlining it.
Why didn't you get a wheelchair?
They were gonna get me one, but my house isn't very accessible with the wheelchair.
Oh, how about the one where you stand?
Yeah, and then one knee up like that.
It looks like a scooter.
Yeah, maybe one of those might work. So a friend of mine was gonna be. He said he thought he had one from someone, but because they don't want me using the crutch, putting all that weight on my shoulder because I dislocated my shoulder because it could still pop out again. So, but I was like, I have crutches. And then they sent me those.
Why don't you get that walker that has they put the screws in your head and it just keeps your neck up and then you can just.
Oh, yeah, that's the one I need.
And that way you can get all the pressure off your leg and you just walk around your house.
It could just be like a marionette and someone could stand up and do all my hand. Yeah, that's.
And then you go to sleep, you just lower yourself down. And then you wake up and you pull yourself back up.
Yeah, and just like if I'm carrying my fucking stuff like that everywhere I go. I've thought about that, Josh.
And if you don't want to do the screws to your head, maybe just put your hair in a knot and hold your hair.
Just hold it by the ponytail. Yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that. It's a good thing that I had you on the podcast today.
Yeah, no problem.
And that my brain is turning to mush from taking this hydrocodone.
My brain has always been mush from years of hydrocodone.
It's mushed out. And
speaking of mush, can you explain to them how it happened again? Because the first 3 minutes when I came back, it wasn't recording. I thought it was. It wasn't.
Oh, how it happened?
How it happened.
Oh, yeah, that's how it happened. That's all that.
I know, but I'm saying.
I told you in the first 3 minutes.
I know the first 3.
I'm going to explain it once in this first 3 minutes. And I'm never going to talk about it again. So
no, I didn't catch it.
Remember on Forrest Gump when he does that speech? And that's exactly what happened right here.
Shit.
I guess so. Yeah, I mean, those of you that caught it, well, good for you.
Nobody caught it.
Well,
Nobody got it.
Well, good for y'all.
Yeah. It was very embarrassing how it happened.
Dude, can you do me a favor and open that back door so Speedy can get out? Or else he's going to do that little song and dance for a minute. You could leave the door open, I guess. That way he doesn't keep doing this. No, I didn't tell you. I got into a tussle. You could just leave the door open and that, but no, open it. Open all the way. Open it, and put it behind that chair up against the wall behind it. Yeah. Well, just right now, because Speedy, that way, just leave it like that for now, dude. because that way he's gonna want to go in and out. No, I got into a fight. Yeah, no,
With somebody over 55.
over 55 pounds more than me. That's why there's weight classes in fucking these fights, because this fat motherfucker, all he did was just rush and tackle me.
And that's how it broke?
Because when we fell, we went off the curb, like it just happened so fast. Because when we hit the ground, and that's I don't know at what point I felt. I mean, a little bit. I tried to push off to get up, and I couldn't put any weight, and then I felt something like burning, and
oh wait, you really did get in a fight?
yes,
I didn't know it was a fight.
yeah,
Oh shit.
yeah. Well, you know what? Because I just said that because it was a lot easier going into the hospital and just saying, "No, I fell getting out of the truck."
Yeah.
Instead of saying, then they want to know all these questions. They're going to call the cops, get the cops involved, and all this stuff. And I just didn't need it.
Was it a friend of yours or random?
Yeah, no, it was a dude that I knew. This fucking dude that's always negative Nancying it, and it just started with bullshit shit talking at the beginning of the night and went on, and motherfuckers think that they could say anything to me too, and that I'm not gonna do anything, and well, I did something, and and we fell, and luckily for him my ankle broke, but and that's it, and then he thought I was gonna call the cops or something, I guess, and then he just took off and split. My other friend was there and was like, "Hey, you want me to put you in the truck?" And he had a big truck, and I was just like, dude, my ankle was hanging. One of those ones that you see that are just.
I had with my dad. I remember holding his foot into the ER.
Yeah, and I was like looking at it, and I was just thinking to myself, this should be hurting way more than it does. I could feel it, but it's not.
The adrenaline from the fight.
The adrenaline, the drinking, and but I was just like, dude, it should be, or the pain just hasn't set in yet, dude, So I just said,
no. You didn't feel your shoulder?
No, I did, but this was freaking me out still. Like,
because you could see it.
It was overriding, because this was just like, my shoulder was just like a pain, like we hit the ground, like nothing, not like this constant yet. And it was there, because then when I tried to move my arm, I couldn't move my arm right, because it was still out of socket. My shoulder was out of socket. And so I told my friend, I said, no, dude, I said, just call 911, dude, get an ambulance, because my foot won't stop moving around, and it's going to start hurting way more now. I'm going to need some pain meds. And so an ambulance showed up pretty quick, because we're not far from medical center. And right away they came in, they put that
Icy hot.
That plastic bag that they built.
And it straightened your foot out.
Well, a little bit. They put it on there, and they didn't like pop it into place. They put my foot in there, and it stabilized it. But and then I kept telling my shoulder don't feel right, and then they were like, oh, they were gonna cut my shoes off of me. My Vans. Like, what are you doing, man? Those are new Vans. So they took it off me, and then they were gonna cut my socks off me. I was like, what are you doing, dude? Those are fucking Caballero socks. So they didn't cut my socks off. I had them take them off. Then they were gonna cut my pants off me. I was like, dude, those are Vans fucking pants. So they took all that off, and then my shirt they were gonna cut. Nope. That's a fucking badass Van shirt. So I take it off. The man said, your shoulder's out of socket. And I was like, okay, I thought so. And they said, well, they'll pop it in over there.
Yeah.
So when they got me to the hospital, then they got me on a fucking bed, and the nurse kept trying to put my shoulder in, and she couldn't get it to pop in.
You could feel all this.
Dude, I'm right there just like, dude, what are you doing, dude? I've seen Lethal Weapon.
Give me a wall.
Yeah, get that fucking, get it in there. And then, hold on. And so she comes back with this dude. No bullshit. This dude's fucking name tag says El Gigante. And I was just a big old fucking nurse. And I was like, dude, how tall are you? 6'8". I was like, okay. Big old friendly dude. Big old nice dude. And so he got on one side and got a sheet, folded it up to 8 inches wide, wrapped it under my arm, and he got on this side. She got on this side and got my arm and started to pick it up, and he was pulling while she was pulling my arm, and I said, look, man, just put the damn thing in, do it hard, and they both went clack, and it just popped in, dude. Fly, and I was like, Garrett's in. I felt it go in, man. I felt it. It's in. And they're like, are you sure? And then they're like, yeah, it's in. And then she walks down to my foot, and my foot's still hanging sideways. And she goes, well, now if we could get this, more lined up, and I was looking at her. I said, I know what you're going to do. I said, just do it. I'm already crying, just do it.
Yeah.
And she just pulled my foot.
Oh.
And I was just like,
10 times worse?
No. I was just riding on the same pain still, and it wasn't. I didn't.
Why didn't they give you like morphine or something?
They were giving me something, I guess, at the time. I guess they just started an IV and shit. And then they were like, well, we'll do surgery tomorrow.
So you got screws in there?
A plate and some screws, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so then they did surgery. That was Saturday night that they did that. So Sunday at 3:00 they did surgery. And it wasn't that bad. Not like when I had my ACL surgery. That one was tough, dude.
That one was worse?
Dude. I remember just waking up, dude. Fucking, all right, where's my fucking tequila, my beer, my weed, my Vicodins, fucking, dude, yeah. I was fucking hurting because I think with my knee, they did a nerve blocker, and when that starts to wear off, dude.
But your knee was fucked up for like a year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I went a year with it fucked up, and then I had surgery, and so it was bad. Yeah, this one at least they did it right away, so I should be skating. I'm figuring I should be skating in about 2 months or so.
That fast?
I won't be skating that fast.
No. But, no, I'm saying like you'd be able to get on a skateboard again in 2 months.
I sure hope so.
Oof.
I hope so. I should be able to roll around. I don't know. I've never had a plate and screws, put in me. So
yeah, that tendon has to like heal.
Yeah, I don't know what that's gonna feel like as far as mobility and stuff. But I'm gonna find out, dude.
Is your friend gonna pay for any of it?
Nah, dude. I didn't even fucking mention his name. As far as they know, I just fell out of a truck getting out, stepped on the curb wrong.
Have you talked to him since?
Nah. He's texted a couple of times. I just didn't even respond. Dude, what, dude?
Yeah. Friends
like that, I don't need around me anymore, dude. Don't, dude. They're always, negative attitude. He's always, and then I'm here, just negative. And then, guess then it just everything starts to turn negative,
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the people like that, there's a few of them. What I tried to do is be a better friend and talk to them. But now I'm done with being Dr. Phil to these, I get more love when I'm going to prison or getting out of prison than when I'm fucking doing shows and stuff.
Because they're like, I'm doing better.
Yeah.
A lot of it is comparison. It's just they want to compare themselves to
maybe
what you're doing, and they get upset about it. So you can't tell them anything good that's happening in your life, because if you do, then it sounds like bragging. And it's like,
yeah, definitely.
I'm not bragging. It's just
it's new to me. It seems like I'm like a kid, and all this stuff is new to me. So, I just know that there's, like, I didn't need shit like this to happen, and
yeah,
just a fucking Saturday night. Now here I am, missing gigs, fucking
just jacking off on the couch.
I haven't even yet, dude.
Damn,
like, yeah, dude. It's just been fucking nothing this time, like, so, just wasting some days, man. Missed 2 weeks from Speedy. I saw some videos saying that a 1 day in the life of a dog is like a week for a dog. So
it was like 14 weeks.
Yeah, I missed like 14 weeks of his life right there. And he's old. He's 11 years old.
Yeah.
So I missed him, and then when I saw him, he little fucker wasn't even as excited as I was.
He's like, "Where the? Oh yeah, I remember you."
Yeah, they took him over to see me.
Well, at least he likes you. The new dog that I got, that you hooked me up with, fucking hates me.
Well, that seems like a common thing. Maybe he knew about you from the comedy world already.
People like me in the comedy world.
You're always talking about how they hate you.
No, I haven't in the past year. I stopped doing that. Stop being a negative Nancy, like you said.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. They don't hate.
You always thought they hated you, though.
Well, no, there's a few people that my.
Well, do they hate you or do they not hate you, Josh?
It's like what you said, where it's like you're doing well and they might not be doing as well, and they figure, oh, he's the reason why I'm not doing well, because he doesn't put me on shit or he doesn't hook me up, and it's like, what the fuck do I owe you?
Well, that's because you are known as Josh, the promoter / podcast producer.
Mm-hmm.
And that puts you in a position of almost power where you can give people stuff that they're not getting somewhere else. And then now you're a dick for not.
But I did, but you can't put everybody on.
I know you can't. I know you. And people don't understand that either. And some people aren't even worthy of it. They haven't even earned that.
Right.
That to do it, and then you do give them those a chance, and then they fuck it all up, and then that's why you don't want to, maybe not them or someone else already fucked it up once, and you're like, I gotta wait till you're ready.
I'm not even thinking like that.
No, but I'm just saying that's what happens.
Yeah, oh yeah, but I'm not even thinking about. Oh yeah, because a dude that we've known for a long time hit me up to hey, can I get on this show? Because he saw that he liked the comedians on the show. He's like, can I get on the show? I was like, no. No, because it's already full, but also, no. Like, what the fuck?
You haven't earned it yet, huh?
Well, it's not that they haven't earned it. It's just that they're not good at stand-up at all. And it's like, each time I try to do you a favor or whatever for old time's sake, because for some reason I have this stupid soft spot for somebody I started with.
Look, dude, just tell Cody that you just don't want him to be on these shows like that, dude.
And then they get mad where their spot is on the show. Why do I gotta go last? Motherfucker, I go last all the time.
No one wants to headline anymore?
Oh, that's not a headline. It's
I thought that's everyone's goal is to headline.
It's not. Well, not when you're doing 7-minute sets. When it's 7-minute sets and you go last after 20 comics, nobody wants to do that. I do that, though. I'll go at the very end. And I'll still get laughs sometimes.
I still always get a laugh sometimes.
I get laughed 60% of the time, every time.
Every time.
No, it just sucks because sometimes the audience will stay there, or like midway through, a new audience will come through.
Well, and a lot of times stuff like people are there just to see their one friend and get the hell out of there.
Mostly that.
And then you're like, damn, there goes the whole crowd, dude.
Yeah, I've had a few people do that.
And yeah, that sucks, because especially, remember when I used to first go out there and I used to bury myself by making fun of someone in the crowd that, if someone in the crowd had a resemblance to someone that was famous that I could use that as a reference, I always did it. I don't know why. And
you have that thing that you're not supposed to say, you say it. I've been learning from that, and I've been doing how on Seinfeld, George does the opposite?
Yeah.
I've been doing that, and it's fucking been working.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's been working. Like, I like, and it's mostly like that intrusive thought that you want to say right now that's super inappropriate, don't say it. Yeah. And then I don't say it, and then the interactions come out good.
Well, I know to do that too. That's just
I didn't know to do that.
Self-control, but I do it, and I know what I'm doing and when I'm doing it. And I mean, I usually do. There is times though that you are just get caught up in a freebie.
Yeah,
and
I mean, sometimes it's just there, and you got to say it.
You got to just swing at it. Yeah.
But luckily, I haven't been doing. Instead of swinging at it 10 times, I might swing at it 1 or 2 times, and the 1 or 2 times are way better. You know what I mean? It's like, because I waited till like a really good one, and it's super inappropriate, but it's so inappropriate that obviously I'm joking. Whereas the other ones, I guess, seem as jabs.
You would have wasted, and now you would have just been coming off.
I would have come out as a fucking prick, man, and they wouldn't have liked it. Oh man, I don't think I haven't said it on this podcast. My kids did my son did his talent show, a magic comedy, and smashed.
Oh, at the house?
No, not at the house. In front of his school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at his school. Like, and the bit was he's a magician, and he had my daughter as his assistant, right? And so I told him before he goes up, have fun. And commit. Whatever you're doing, commit to the bit. He's like, okay. And then my daughter, I was like, don't upstage your brother.
That's it. Don't be the heckler.
You got to help him. You don't try to make him look stupid.
Don't sabotage the show.
Don't sabotage it. Don't make it about you. It's both of you. So if he does well, you do well. And it's not like me trying to keep my daughter down. It's just I know the way.
No, I know how you favor your son over your daughter, and you would love to see her fail.
No, if it's her thing, then but this was his thing, and she just wanted to help because she likes being on stage too. They both do apparently now. And so they go up, and the whole bit was I'm gonna pull a rabbit out of the hat, and he pulls a fake snake, and then the snake attacks him, and he's like, "Oh, sorry about that, folks." And then he pulls out a rabbit, and he's like, "Oh, there we go, a rabbit." And then the rabbit attacks him, and he's like, "Man, what's wrong with these animals?" And so he goes, "I'm just gonna hypnotize my sister." So he hypnotizes my daughter, and now you're a rabbit. He's like, "At least this rabbit won't attack me." And then my daughter attacks him, and he's like, "Oh," and then she just goes like this, like at the end, like "ta-da." And he's on the floor like, "Thank you. This is the end of the show." And fucking, I was going to stand up and start clapping, but I was like,
he almost got a standing O.
I was going to try to start it, but I felt like I should have just did it.
And were they laughing? Like
they were laughing. They were laughing. Yeah.
Who was it in front of? Like just his classroom or the whole?
It was well, it's the whole school, but apparently because his school has like from little kids all the way to seniors, right? But I thought it was going to be like in front of like classmates. It was mostly parents. So, of course, they're all going to be supportive. But this is the end of their... Let me see if I can find it on here. This is the end of their performance. So they had a good...
So was it full auditorium there?
Yeah, it was full auditorium, mostly parents.
Wow. Well, were they nervous?
At first, and then after they performed, they just wanted to get back on stage. Because I could see them on the side of the stage, and I kept looking at them like, move, like there's other kids
you've created
performing.
Monsters, huh?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So both of them, huh? Gonna go into show business, huh?
Well, my daughter wants to be producer and all this different stuff. Like she doesn't want to just be the face in front of it. And then my son wants to do magic, stand up, and stop motion. I was like, fuck, all right, that's
stand up, magic, and
stop motion. So he makes the clay figures that you like make, and then you take pictures like one at a time, and then like they slowly move, but it's them
like Gumby.
Yeah, but it's them articulating the arms. So he's made a few of his own films, and he's working up to. He wants to do YouTube, and I told him you can't do it until you're 13. So he's like, all right. So he's working on his magic tricks.
Why 13? Because that's when you can start looking up cheeches and stuff like that.
No, I just told him. I just gave him an age, 13. I was like, 13. It has to be. You don't have to be 13, but you know.
My friend caught her son looking up girls, and he was looking up boobs.
Yeah.
And then he was looking up big boobs, and he looked up really big boobs.
How old is
he was just going. At the time, he was like, I don't know, like 9 or 10.
Oh shit.
8
did he have an older brother or sister?
He had an older sister, but she was like way older. So he was.
He's learning that from school.
Yeah, he was learning it from other guys at school. I'm sure his cousins.
Well, he
has cousins that are
my son gets,
older cousins.
Gets picked on because when people start talking about stuff, he goes, "I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk about that." And so it's like the other kids are already like watching porn and stuff in his grade, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't want to see that." He doesn't even like seeing violence.
Is that a bee?
That's what I was telling you. There's a bee out there. A hornet.
That's not a hornet, dude. That's a bee.
Oh, no, there was a hornet out there. So
you spell hornet with an H, bee with a B.
And so, like, I showed him Amazing Jonathan. Remember Amazing Jonathan?
No, what's that?
He was a famous comedian / magician.
Amazing Jonathan?
Amazing Jonathan was his name.
I don't remember.
He was from the 90s. He was really big. And so I was like, oh, he's going to love this.
Oh, he went by Gallagher, though?
No.
Oh.
Amazing Jonathan was his name.
But he looked like Gallagher, and he would break fruit and stuff with a hammer?
Mm-mm. That was just Gallagher, and Gallagher too.
Did he have like bald spot and long hair?
He had long hair.
And a bald spot on top?
I think so, but he
spelled his name Gallagher?
No, that wasn't Gallagher. Oh. I don't think Gallagher did magic.
Well, he could have going by the Amazing Jonathan that night.
So he would go and he like the one that he got grossed out with. He takes a fake knife and he goes like that, like and it looks like he's cutting into his arm. He's like
I think I remember that.
I'm just playing, and then he saw that he was like, I can't watch this anymore. I'm done.
So, your son was done?
Yeah.
He didn't like the blood thing?
No, he's very
squeamish when it comes to blood.
Squeamish or anything like
Does he squeam like
if
a girl?
he starts like, if we're watching like even if, like a movie, and there's like, I show him old school movies like Roger Rabbit, and we're watching it, and I forgot what part, the patty cake part. There's a part where Roger Rabbit's wife cheats on him by playing patty cake. Well, what's patty cake a euphemism for? Sex. So the secret, the what's it called?
Damn, dude, this is rough. Can you believe this is the same guy that does stand up?
The private investigator. The private investigator shows Roger Rabbit, and it's just like, and he's like, oh look, they played patty cake, and he's watching it, and he's good. He's smart enough to know the innuendo, but when it came out, he's like, I don't want to hear this.
I didn't even know the innuendo.
Yeah, that's the innuendo, patty cake. Well, it sounds like they're fucking, because they're like patty cake, and they start like
Speedy,
going.
are you getting any of this? I don't see. I think he's just looking for.
You guys are on pain. Both of you are on pain.
Yeah,
meds.
I am.
Speedy looks like he's on pain, man.
If I'm talking a little bit slower, it's because I am on the hydrocodone. Hydro meaning we're gonna suck all the water out of your caca, and co mean caca, and don't shit caca. So hydrocodone. It's all Latin. That's one big.
You got to Vaseline your butthole before you take a shit.
They should. Hydrocodone should be short for Vaseline your butthole. If that's what it meant, you'd be like, why does it come
What did you say? Your shits are sharp?
Yeah, I didn't know my caca had sharp edges on it, dude. I was like, It was like a Rubik's Cube.
Whoa.
It was just like fixing itself back there. I think it got caught between a couple of colors. Dude, because like I was just there, dude. Like, it was like I had a snow cone stuck in my ass, dude. Because that's what it came out.
I've never had a snow cone stuck in
Me
my
neither,
ass.
but I would imagine that this was pretty similar to what it would have felt
I would
like.
think a snow cone would be easier to, like
the shape of a snow cone.
But you're saying the snow cone's
But
turning.
they were trying to push the fucking top of the cone part out first. The ice cream filled, but it was like rocks and a Rubik's Cube on top. It was a Rubik's Cube ice cream.
Your shit is shanking you from the inside.
It was, dude.
Fuck.
It was, dude. Like, I was like, at what point am I going to have to fucking stick my finger in my butt, dude? And try to fucking...
Doctor, cut it out.
Dude,
Cut out my shit.
I was already thinking like, damn, I need to cut my nails first. Dude.
I'm sorry your shits are hurting you.
No, but then I asked a friend to bring me some stool softeners.
Yeah.
So that my stool would be softer.
Yes.
And so...
Is it working?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but then if you take too many, you'll do a number 3.
Yeah. It'll just leak out of your ass.
Yeah, you'll be butt pissing, dude.
I'm at that age and now I'm not having the same well, maybe it's because I had been eating better, and then I went back to like eating like shit. Not like a bunch of meals, but I had like one meal. I had fried chicken.
Is that bad for you?
Yeah, it's bad. Well, for me specifically, whatever
I had
oil.
fried chicken yesterday, dude. Why is it bad?
Because I'll just be walking on 6th Street and I think I shit myself, and I'm like
fried
trying to walk.
Shitting?
And then I'm like walking faster, and then luckily none of it touched my underwear. But it's been twice that's happened, and it's like
Your butthole doesn't know how to distinguish between a fart and fucking.
That's the problem. There is no fart. It's just like I'm coming out.
You know what you call a gay dude with diarrhea?
What?
A juicy fruit. What?
Stupid. I had it for juicy fruits.
You were gonna juicy fruit it, dude?
Yeah. Then I'm walking back all fast. So now I definitely pack an extra pair of underwear and pants whenever I go
because of fried chicken.
Whenever I go to Austin, because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to control myself of not eating
fried chicken
or something. Just that.
And specifically fried chicken. You know what? Specifically Popeye's fried chicken makes you fucking do butt piss.
I had Gus's fried chicken. Best fried chicken I've ever
Gus's?
Gus's fried chicken.
But it makes you butt piss though?
It didn't before. It's just that I was eating.
I know it does it after. I mean, you don't butt piss before you eat the chicken.
No. I meant like when I was eating it on the regular, and I was fine. Like I would have, it'd be bad, but it wasn't anything that I had to worry about shitting myself. But then I started like making my own meals and eating like steamed rice, vegetables, and protein. You know what I mean?
You weren't steaming your underwear?
And then I wasn't. Yeah, everything. I was just like, oh, this is the way my stomach is supposed to feel. I'm not supposed to feel like I need to take a nap.
That's the way a turt's supposed to be shaped.
Yeah, exactly. This is the way it's supposed to be, and then I went back to eating like shit.
You think you have irritable bowel syndrome?
Yep, I definitely do because my dad had it and my grandfather had it.
Okay.
And both of them were like, well, we're still gonna eat like shit.
Get it, dude. My arm is kind of.
Where is it?
It's right there. Did you see flies?
I see a gnat. I see the gnat right there.
Whichever one, just kill it. Whichever one gets close. I'm killing. I'm not discriminating. I'm trying to save one.
All right. I'll get it when it comes over here.
So your dad, everyone in your family, is that like a genetic thing?
Yeah, that and high blood pressure.
I told you they put me on high blood pressure medicine. I never had high blood pressure. I never knew I had high blood pressure.
Yeah.
But they put me on. They were like, but they said it could have been high because of being in the hospital and being in pain and just being uncomfortable and shit. But I've never had blood pressure medicine.
Does blood pressure medicine make your dick hard too?
I heard that's what
George told me.
That's what I heard.
He got on high blood pressure medication, and now he says it's like
yeah, it's like super chorizo medicine too.
Yeah. I think maybe it's not super chorizo medication, but it's just it allows you to get boners again because high blood pressure.
No, I my boners were still there, but now it's you just go to Bonerville more often. You're just like a high school kid.
That's what I'm saying.
Get it. Oh,
got it.
I think you got it.
Yep, I got it.
But yeah, you're like a fucking high school or junior high kid.
I can't deal with that. Like when I was on testosterone for like however many months I was on it, it was just like I was 19 years old again, and all I thought about was sex. I couldn't get anything done. I was like, I have work to do, and all I want to do is
you look at your hand.
I got work to do. Stop! Don't do this no more.
Leave me alone.
Get out of here. My wife didn't want to come home for lunch anymore because I would attack her. Apparently, she's like, as soon as I get home, I get through the door, and you're trying to. She's like, I have the whole day on me. I stink, and I'm like, I know.
Keeps them away.
Yeah, perfect. That's what I like. I like to stink. Yeah, so I fuck that. I'm gonna do it again though when I'm in my 40s.
Do what, testosterone?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
But then you have to keep doing it.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
Just keep doing it.
I mean, you just like digging yourself into fucking
payments. I like getting addicted to things.
I figured. I think that money that I gave you for that, you just fucking threw it out the window on the way home and just said, "Yeah,
you Venmoed it. I threw it out the window,
bro." I don't know what happened.
No, I got another one. I got you 100 calls on Bolero, the bowling alley. I'm serious. I bought 10 calls. I got you 1 call on Bolero.
Did I answer?
I don't know. It doesn't end until May.
Oh,
it doesn't end until May. But they are highly. This is not financial advice. They were at one point short at 100%. So I'm just waiting, and they're profitable. So if the short squeeze happens, it could be good money. And if it doesn't happen, I'll try another one.
Did you make that hat yourself, or did you buy it?
No, somebody sent it to us. I did Matt and Shane's secret podcast, and then they sent us a bunch of stuff.
It's off center.
Oh, probably. They sent us a bunch of stuff, and I kept this hat, and they got some like a sweater and a shirt, and I had another hat. Yeah. Thank y'all for sending me the hat. I can't remember their name, but thank you for sending me the hat.
I don't know if it looks like it's off center from right here.
Better? It's the pills, man.
It might be. I might be off center.
Yeah, it was. I'm glad they sent it. It was nice.
Really? So.
Yeah, and then I told Shane Gillis. I was just like, it's like, yeah, they sent us all this stuff, and he looked at me like, us, motherfucker. They sent it to us, not you.
Yeah.
And then I was just,
when are we going on tour?
He's like, what address did they send it to? I was like, my studio address. He's like, kind of looking at me like I was, and then I thought about it. I was like, oh shit. It made it seem like I
rerouted everything.
No, I just took from his fans. Like, yeah, send it to me, and I'm like. No, that wasn't it.
Yolanda Saldivar'd him, dude.
Fuck, I know. I was
Josh Saldivar.
I gave him the sweater, the t-shirt, and the hat, and I kept.
If you say
what?
Yeah, and yep, it sounds the same. Josh Cabaza, Yolanda Saldivar. See, you didn't even know which one I said.
I didn't know what the
exactly,
like,
dude. I said either one. Dude, yeah.
Sounds the same. Well, if you're drunk and you say it, yeah,
exactly.
She's getting out, right?
No, I think she's up for rejection again.
Oh, okay.
But she just did. You saw that documentary?
No, I refused to watch it. My wife watched it, and she was just like, I was like, everything this lady's saying, I don't believe.
Oh no, she's full of shit, dude.
I was like, I don't believe it at all.
She's full of shit. I don't believe it at all either.
So I'm like, I'm not gonna listen to her.
But all that does is it's her still not owning up and taking responsibility for what happened. Whatever she's saying, all her bullshit, it sounds like fucking mierda anyway. But just say for sake of argument that it was true. What is also true is that she killed another person.
Right.
So either way, it still didn't justify her killing Selena.
No.
So she still hasn't even just owned up for her action. So when she goes up in front of the parole board again, they want to hear that you have owned up and taken responsibility.
Well, when you do a whole documentary saying like, "Yo, I should be out. I didn't do this." I mean,
yeah, they might be like,
I did
you know
it, but
what?
not how you guys said.
Yeah, they might be like, "You're not ready. We're not going to let you out." So she might have just chorizoed herself there.
There's a lot of people. I mean, I know two specifically, not murderers, but people who it's everybody else's fault. It doesn't matter what happened.
Oh yeah,
there's a justification of how wrong they were.
Oh no, I know that's almost narcissists who never. But I know a lot of people that never admit they're wrong.
Yeah,
and you know, when prison was full of them, but there's people. Then you start to meet them and understand it out here. I didn't really get it until in prison in this pre-release class they made us aware of it. Because like people would confront, they'd have people confront other
it's
people.
Victim mentality.
Yeah, and no one. Oh, no, I didn't do that. No. You know, like.
Or even if they did that, well, no, because you don't know. Because this person,
people snitched on them. That's why they were in there. Really, not because I robbed a jewelry store. It's because someone snitched on me for robbing a jewelry store.
Are you talking about yourself now?
But other people, you know, and I'm just saying, me, you know, I could say, yeah, no, dude, I'm not in here because someone snitched. I'm in here because I robbed a jewelry store. But they will never say that. They'll say, nah, it's because someone snitched, dude.
I can understand that. I can understand that mentality. Like, yo, I got away with it. And this fucking
so and so, yeah. But no, I was like, no. But if I had never robbed it, he couldn't have snitched on me.
Yeah.
So you know, they'll never own up, and so that's even a stretch for them. That's a real stretch for them to admit that. But even like direct shit, they just won't admit to. You know, if they stole something and no one saw them steal it, they're never gonna admit to it, dude.
No, why would
they? Won't. I mean, because sometimes you just own up to your shit and be like, yeah, man, I was fucked up at the time.
I think that admitting to it is the exception. The normal response.
Exactly, of course. That's what I mean. And there's some people that will never admit, even if they've been trained, you know, and watched all these other people, they'll still say, nah, you know, that's not me though.
Wait a minute, didn't they catch you on camera and you're like, nah.
Oh yeah, no, I did it, but I wasn't gonna tell the cops that I did it.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't gonna snitch on myself.
Yeah.
You know, no, they were right there and saying that to you, and I was like, "Fuck, no, that's not me."
Okay, so let's say that dude never snitched on you, and you never got put in prison. So then, do you think that affects your mentality today?
Fuck yeah, it does. Yeah, go do 6 years in prison, or just not go do 6 years in prison. Do you think it'll affect your mentality?
Well, no, what I meant though, like at that time, were you like, well, you know, I didn't really do anything. I mean, like what you were saying, like you wouldn't admit to it.
No, I did it. No, I still would own my shit back then too.
Yeah.
I was still like, fuck, you know, like, but I mean, I didn't take it as far as like my other partner who said he's gonna snitch. We got to take him out.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, no, bro. You know, like in his head, a snitch is, you know,
you're done.
That's it. You know, that's worse. We didn't do anything. If we just because of snitch, we didn't commit a crime.
Yeah.
You know, and I just like, no, dude, we fucked up. No, we're just going to have to own it. I turned myself in even back then.
Yeah.
If I wasn't going to own up, I would have just gone on the run, dude, you know? So yeah, I still didn't have that wasn't me mentality. I was like, fuck, I knew I shouldn't have done that. They got me. So, but I know people still will never admit that shit now. Never. There's a lot of those people though. That's a whole lot of those people.
Most of them.
Yeah, most people will not just admit, you know, they're wrong. It's not easy or fun to admit when you're wrong, I guess, you know. Especially, you know, if it's something simple, yeah, whatever. Oh yeah, I was wrong. I didn't mean Big Red. I meant Coke. Yeah, fine. But oh no, it was, you know, you didn't mean that the policy that if you voted this or that meant that because you didn't look at the whole, you know, you just said, oh yeah, I don't like the way he looks. And
the way I'm starting to feel, I try to be as self-aware as possible, but of course there's always moments.
Yeah.
And the lapse, I feel it when somebody's telling me something like a good friend, and I feel anger, like the anger's coming. Like I'm not yelling at them, but I feel it inside, like motherfucker. Like, but that's because there's some truth in it. You know what I mean?
Because they're hitting too close to home.
Yeah, and I'm like, and so I still don't admit it to them, but to myself, I'm like, all right, there's something there. Because if that's not true, you're not getting mad. Like if somebody's like, man, now you're just not funny. And I'm like, all right, that's not gonna affect me. But they're like, you're not putting 100% into this, and you're not writing all the time, and you're not
that joke. The way you're saying it,
mm-hmm.
yeah, you're not really doing it. Like you're just kind of just dropping it, right? You didn't even. Put
and it's like no, it's good. But in my head, it got me a little bit because it's like I know you're right, but you're not tactful when you say it, and it fucking. But I enjoy that. Tactful people when they're like maybe you should do. It's like fucking just rip the Band-Aid off, like what you said. Pop the shoulder back in. What the fuck? Hurry up.
You know what gets me and I know it's true when people are like, you know, right now, this downtime, you should be spending this with your notebook, just writing all this material. And I'm just like,
but that's not how you write.
I know. I'm just like, shut the fuck up. But deep down,
specifically, that's not how you write. You got to go live life, and then it can come out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's still not the way I write. Yeah. It's not the way I do it. You know, so, but in a way, I know they're right.
In a selfish way now, like my before I was super bad at it. She'd be like, let's go do this. And I'd be like, man, I don't want to do that. Right. And so I was just the lazy dad who we're at home relaxing, and it makes the kids lazy because they don't want to do nothing now. Yeah. And now like I don't want to go do whatever little thing that, you know what I mean?
Fuck it, let's go.
And now I'm like, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. And it's fucked up, but a big reason is like a lot of times something happens. Because I'm people watching.
Yeah,
like,
and you get a story out of it.
Get the story out of it in a bit, and I'm just like, so now I'm fishing for bits. You know
that's exactly what I do. That's what I get mine organically. That's what I told Governor too, because I was like, dude, you know,
well, that dude has a lifetime of.
I know, but he hasn't even tapped into a lot of them. And I was just like, dude, like, because he was gonna do something or do, and I go, just go and do that. He
did 20 minutes at he headlined the.
I know he did my spot.
Yeah, he did, and then. Did you see the pictures of it?
Yeah.
That I had two strippers. Mm-hmm. And I told my wife too before, and she's like, all right.
She didn't go see it?
No, she's at home with the baby. But I was just like, she goes.
Oh, that's why you're a bad dad. She's not a bad mom.
First thing she asked is, does it pay well? Like, what is it paying? That's what she asked. And I told her, and she was like, oh, yeah, do that. She goes, like, what do you mean strippers? I'm like, well, they're not going to be butt naked. They're going to get in their underwear. But as I tell the jokes, they're going to strip. And I acted like the audience.
In my head, they're going to be butt naked.
Well, the only thing that I didn't know that they were going to do that kind of surprised me was they take off their clothes, their pants, and they throw it over my shoulder. And I'm like, oh, shit. Didn't expect that. But I played it off pretty well. Like, the only awkward moment was one of the strippers like leaned in like to tell me something and like touched my shoulder. And immediately I was like, ah. And then she felt like, oh, fuck, don't touch him.
Don't touch him.
I'm like, yeah, this is all on video. Do not touch me, please.
Don't touch me because if a woman touches me, I might run off and cheat.
No, that's not what it is. Respect for my wife.
Shut up.
It's respect for my wife.
If someone bumps you like that, would you look at it if some dude actually bumped your wife somewhere and just bumped her when you're in? If she didn't go, that's respect for my husband. You'd be like, dude, don't act.
It's very, what's it called? Hypocritical.
Uh-huh.
No fucking way. If she's the comic, she's like, it's gonna be two strippers. I'm like, the fuck it is. The fuck it is. There's no fucking way.
Hey, so that's very male chauvinist.
100. I'm embracing my chauvinism. Part. Like I told her she needed to act more feminine, and she told me back. She goes, the only reason that I have to act masculine is because sometimes you don't, and I'm feminine. Like. All right, motherfucker. Then yeah, let's do that. So I just grunt around the house.
Just in your boxers, scratching your nuts all day long.
Yeah. No, I know, but
football.
That's very true. Like that's why, like a lot of the single moms that I know are masculine.
Nuts all the time.
Are masculine women. You know what I mean? Because they had to be the father and the mother.
They got to be the disciplinarian.
They got to be the discipline. Well, she's still kind of she's not really. She's the everyday disciplinary,
but when dad gets home,
but wait till dad gets home, and it's I don't know what it is, but
she's the assistant warden.
Yeah, and it's like I just got to come in and I don't yell at them, I don't spank them,
and just do that look.
It's a look and hear the repercussions, and they get mad, but that's about it. And then they know when I say it, if you're grounded for a month, that means you're really grounded for a month. You're not. Doesn't matter if you act good now. That's not getting cut down to 2 weeks. It's a month. And they already both went through that, so they don't want to do it again. And she'll be like, you're grounded for a week. All right, just tonight. So they know like mom's not gonna. But she doesn't have the energy to do it. I understand. She got.
Is she back at work already?
No, she's still there with my son, but she's gonna go back part time, and then I'm gonna do just more podcasts.
And
It's going good.
your mom's gonna be there at the house too?
My mom's been at the house. It's like she gets there Sunday night or Monday morning, and then usually Sunday night, and then just stays till Thursday and leaves Thursday. Yeah, and she's trained. Man, I know.
Does she act real masculine too because you're so feminine?
Well, my mom was always like that.
Oh.
My mom's like, my wife was freaking out. She's like, your mom's fucking ripped. I'm like, yeah. She's had a 6-pack since she was 40.
Really?
Yeah. And she's 60. She's in her 60s, and she still has a fucking 6-pack. And every day we have the same type of conversation, and it's, I'd rather have this conversation. It's not like, what are you doing with your life, like job wise? It's, you're fat, you're gonna die, and so I'd rather have that conversation.
That you're fat and you're gonna die?
Yeah, like stop being so fat. But she's taking a new approach. Now it's not,
you're a piece of shit.
You're a piece of shit. You're just fat. Now it's like,
well, because you get tired of telling that piece of shit. Now they already know. Okay, she's established. She's a piece of caca.
No, now she's taking a different approach. Now she's like, genetically, you can get in really good shape, and your chest is wide, and you should do this. And I'm like, oh, that's a different approach.
Yeah, you could mold a caca.
Yeah,
but you already know you're a caca.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I've gotten in really good shape. I've had a 6-pack before. When I met my wife, I had a 6-pack. That was the only time in my life.
Not that you were drinking one.
No, I mean, I was on a bunch of different like Rip Fuel and all this different shit. So like, and then I was getting ready for spring break. So that's why I got such a low body fat percentage.
Oh, I thought you meant self-image.
My brother saw me for the first time in 12 years. I didn't know it was that long. Like, could do stand up. Sorry, not just see him.
Oh,
he came to the show I did in Fort Worth with his friend, and then he called me after.
At Hyenas?
At Hyenas, and he called me after. He's like, dude, I thought you were talentless before. Like, I thought like this guy's.
He said, now I'm positive you are.
No, he was very shocked. He was like, that was really, really good. Like I watched a lot of stand up, and that was really good, bro. And
what'd you do, an hour over there?
20 minutes, but I was fun as fuck. 270, and it's in a basement. And the whole thing was sold out. It was fucking
270 people?
270 people. Shout out to Hyenas Fort Worth. Fucking one of the best clubs. One of the best clubs I've ever done.
In other words, book him again.
Book me again, but also one of the best clubs.
Really? And so it was a good
Texas.
Good. That's good because it's hard to impress your family when they're ready to fucking show up and be critical of you.
Well, I don't think if he showed up.
Not that, but they already know you as a brother, and they're like, yeah, you're really gonna have to surprise him.
I go, what's the last joke you heard that I said? He's like, something about spank me, daddy, and I was like, oh shit, that was a long time ago.
It wasn't the caca in the shower.
And so he he heard all the new. He's like, everything I said was new, and then the next day he was just like, yo, bro, you keep doing it, dude. You're actually doing something.
Was that your older brother or younger brother?
He's younger.
That's good.
He acts like he's older, but he's younger.
He's got his shit together more.
Oh, big time. He's the golden child.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the fuck up.
Well, that's good. Yeah, my little brother, he's a fucking golden child.
Yeah. I prefer it that way. A lot less pressure. A lot less pressure, because anything that you do that's good, it's
but
like,
at least,
wow.
I mean, you're not just a loser though, doing nothing, though. That's
what's perceived. That's what's perceived is like, this motherfucker is.
Well, now they know you're not.
No, actually, my dad.
You gotta prove it to him one at a time.
My dad's, yeah. Well, now my dad's like, wow, he's actually doing stuff because he had a friend of his that's about my age from work mention me and be like, no, he's like actually doing some stuff. And then my brother told him like, yo, he's good. And so my dad's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he still won't watch me, but I mean, at least he's like respecting what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's
all I want.
Exactly. That's a tough one to earn that card. My sister went to see me in Houston once, and at the Joke Joint.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever do the Joke Joint?
I did it once.
Yeah, at the Joke Joint.
I did it once right before it
closed down.
Yeah, I think I've closed down like 4 clubs.
Oh yeah, you're like the fucking black cloud that goes
River
through
Center.
And my sister and my brother-in-law had gone to see me, and I was talking to him, and then some people came over and they're like, "Hey, can we take a picture with you?" And
Yeah.
stuff. And my sister was just like, "That was pretty good."
My mom saw
17.
my mom. We went to go eat at Thousand Oaks, and some people were like, "Hey, you're that comic," and I'm like, "Oh yeah," and they're like, "Dude, you're hilarious." I was like, "Appreciate it." My mom, all right, whatever, and I'm like, "What?" Then we just kept talking. And she was just like, "So what was that about?" And I was just like,
Yeah.
"Saw me do stand up."
So I get that sometimes. Yeah, and it's weird still getting it. And I like when it happens in front of some people that don't expect it to.
No,
To have to, I took my dad to.
people once they have that image in your mind of who you used to be, they can't get it out.
Can't get no. Yeah.
You'll always be that to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I like laugh out loud. The people who saw me just eat a dick will always remember me.
As that.
Yeah. Look at me as like, ooh, I remember when you started. You sucked.
No, I took my dad to dialysis the other day, and the security guard there came out and was like, "Hey, man, you're that comedian dude," and he started telling me some of my jokes, and I was like, "Oh wow, dude, oh, that's cool. All right, man, when you gonna be at LOL?" And then, dude, the chick at the hospital, the caseworker that was doing my paperwork about me going to that rehab facility,
Yeah.
she was like, "Okay, what's your name?" And then she was like, "I know you." She goes, "You know what? I went to see you. You're a comedian. I saw you at LOL." And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Yeah, I saw you over there, man." And then so I was like, I had some fans over there. It was cool. But it's always cool when it happens in front of some people that don't see you as shit.
Yeah. There's just a few people that I know,
Which is
like family, a few family members. Also, I had my uncle and aunt come see me, and they're like, "Actually, he's pretty good to my dad." Keep going. I gotta take shit.
Oh man.
You want me to pause it and come back?
Yeah, pause it, dude.
Right.
I don't know what your shit's. Is it? Are we back?
All right.
Did you get that fly with that clap?
No.
Now, so were we talking about your family getting your family's approval?
Yeah. I mean, that's something I stopped going for a long time ago.
Really, has your mom and dad haven't both seen you? Just your mom?
My mom's seen me a couple times. She hasn't seen me since like 2016 or 2017.
And your dad has?
No, he's never seen me.
He won't?
Mm-mm.
Really? Why not?
I don't know. I do the devil's work. Well, that's what he said a long time ago. But it's not really his thing, and
It's because you do the devil's work.
that's what he said before. He's like, "You're doing the devil's work."
Are your parents real religious like that?
Yeah, my dad. They're both super Catholic.
Super
Catholic. Yeah,
like Jesus with the cape.
like Knights of Columbus and everything else. And you ever heard Knights of Columbus?
Yeah, I know those,
Yeah.
them dirties. Are they cool with the banditos?
No, I don't think so.
What about with the tango?
No,
They're not cool with the tango?
no, they're not cool.
So say, dude, I'm gonna tell your dad we might have to drop his canton, dude.
dude.
You see him, dude.
Yeah. No, they're super religious, so I understand.
But when they say stuff like that, doing the devil's work, that just sounds like outrageous. That's when you just kind of tune them out. If they say, "Man, I just don't approve of the way you're living,"
Well,
then that's one thing. When they say it's the devil's way, you go, "Okay, now you're just a radical, and now everything you say is I can't really listen to."
I mean, I wouldn't be very pleased if my son's like, "I'm a TikToker," you know what I mean? And this is
I know, but would you say that's the devil's work?
depending on what he's talking about.
I know, but of course.
I mean, it's especially
but
starting
if he was
off.
talking about stuff like you're talking about, it's not the
No,
devil's
not
work.
now. But the stuff I was talking about before,
Was the devil's work?
I mean, it was just all
Was it
motherfucker
stupid?
sex and
I know it was new comedian
shit and
shit, but that's
sex
not
and-
all the devil's work. You think all those comedians are just doing the devil's work? when they
wasn't
come up-
Jesus' work for sure.
Well, but was it the devil's? It wasn't. I know
If
there
it was
wasn't
the-
a lot of people's work.
If it was the
but
devil's,
was it specifically the devil's?
no, because then I would have made
Okay.
it. I would have made it off the jump if it was the devil's
No.
work. The devil's funny as shit, I bet.
Well, the one on South Park is.
Yeah, fucking hilarious. I would have made it right away, but I didn't. Did you think that? Did you think as soon as you started, like, I'm gonna be super famous? And
No, I didn't even think about fame.
I did. I
or
thought
anything.
I thought I'm gonna make an album, and then I'll put that out, and it's gonna hit, and I'll tour off of that.
Never even thought about that.
I thought, oh man, I'm gonna kill this. Everything I'm gonna kill. I'm the funniest person. Like, I had really that type of ego of, especially because the first shows I was throwing I could get 100 people there. I don't know how I knew people. I knew people. I don't know anybody anymore. If they're not doing stand up, I'm like, so it's like, who do you invite to the shows? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta get.
They all come to the shows.
You gotta meet people outside of comedy. That's who's gonna go.
Yeah, it's just gotten more comedy. But you know, I'll just hopefully I just keep touring with Matt McCusker, and then there you go. My goal this year, I've already done one of them, which is get on Fat Man stage at the Mothership, which I did, thanks to Matt. Now the next goal is I want to do a theater because I've never done a theater with like 2,000 people, like a proper theater. Like I've done it one time, the Selena Auditorium in Corpus. It was 800 people, but 800 people, all the lights are on, and they're like coming in still. So I was like the warm-up act for the warm-up act, right?
Oh, yeah, you were just kind of just...
Yeah, I got introduced as a Spurs guy. This next comic coming up, whoa, there's like 4 of them now. What the fuck?
See that big back door? Someone must have told them.
Yeah.
That's where...
I think it's because I took a shit.
Maybe.
I took a shit and they all came. That's what usually happens.
Maybe Sucka la caca.
Every time I take a shit, they all come.
Shit, and they will come. Flies over the jacket.
Yeah, but that's the new goal. If I can do like a 2,000 or 3,000 seater, and you know, go up and do that, that'd be fucking dope.
Fucking dope.
That'd be that. Those are the little goals to have.
Have you ever done?
No, just that 800. That 800. I think the most I've ever done was the one we did with Carlos Mencia. It was like 900 in Killeen.
That was
at that banquet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was 1,000 seater, but there was like 900.
There was 900 people there. That was probably the most.
But you know, I've done
theaters.
Yeah.
I've never done that.
It's weird. For me, it was the timing of your jokes. You have to know. You have to get on. You have to get on the time. The very first time I did it, everything fell right on timing. I did the Delta Downs Casino in Louisiana, and it was sold out. I'm don't know what it's like 1,700 to 2,300 or something like that. And and that one I was on. I did 15 minutes and I didn't notice anything like that. Actually, when I did my first joke punchline and nobody laughed, I remember that feeling, dude. Like I can remember that. I remember my stomach just dropping, going, "Oh no," because I read that book that says you will bomb somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, you hadn't bombed yet?
I was just starting, dude.
Yeah, but I'm saying you hadn't bombed yet?
No.
Damn.
And it said you will bomb. So I hadn't done no big crowds or nothing. There was nowhere to bomb at. You know?
Yeah.
And so I go to Louisiana, and Carlos throws me on with him over there, and him and Juan and Rivest at that theater, and that was good. But then we did...
Was that 2010 or 09?
That was like 09. Then we did was it the Wagner Noel Theater between Midland and Odessa, that big old fucking 3,000 seater. We did that place, and I never got my timing on there. But also I went up early.
Yeah.
And people were all coming in still, and there was a lot of movement. What was messed up is they didn't have the beer situation down. They didn't want anyone to take their take their beer bottle with them to their seat. So they were pouring everyone's beers in a cup.
That was taking longer.
It was taking forever, dude, for them to pour everyone's beer in a cup. They were just there trying not for it to foam up, and because if it did, they'd have to wait.
Yeah.
Dude, it took forever, man, because a buddy of mine that I was in prison with, he went to go see me. He lives in Midland. He went to go see me, and we were there getting a beer for like 30, 40 minutes, dude. And yeah, it was stupid. But yeah, and my timing was never on there. That one was weird. Then I did the Kickapoo, the big 1,000, I think it's 1,000 seater. Then under that one, and that one was better, but it seemed like the crowd was a little bit far from the stage.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know, you know, I like the comedy clubs. I do like the comedy clubs. I guess if you do more theaters, The Majestic must feel pretty good.
Yeah.
Because the Majestic's a badass theater. It's very majestic. God dang, dude.
They're everywhere.
Well, that's what they do. Ooh, you got that one, Josh.
Did I?
You kind of did. You could have just pushed him, it looked like. So what you got going on right now? You got the Menace to Society.
It's a society.
What's your fucking
Film festival?
Film festival, yeah.
Battle Sketches.
Yeah, that thing.
Battle Sketches, yeah, April 18th through the 20th, 3 days at the Black Rabbit in Austin, Texas. So check that out.
Do you have a lot of submissions?
Yeah, we had a lot of submissions. This time feature films, which is cool. So there's going to be like on the 18th, it's 3 short films back to back to back, and the funniest one wins. And then the next day we have a featured film that's like an hour and a half. And then on Saturday we start at 3:00 and it's a documentary. Then we go to Battle of the Sketches, and then each night at 9:00 we do stand up too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
who's doing stand up? You, George,
me, yeah, everybody on the festival. Yeah,
cool. I don't know who that is, but I guess they don't want to give anyone props. Cool. I'm doing the Upstage tonight, the dark show. I hope that doesn't mean black because I'm not black. But yeah, I'm doing the dark show tonight, closing that out, and I'm doing Upstage the 420 show with George Perez from LA. That should be a good one. But just trying to heal up, dude, and get back on my skateboard so I can get back on that stage. And then I got something coming up in Uvalde. We're going to be doing something in Uvalde soon. So that might be a big thing. Big. All the big names are going to have big names. So, yeah.
And we're talking about the size of font.
Yeah, the font, exactly. They can make the names bigger. Yeah, well, shoot. That's it. I just wanted to touch base with everyone. Let y'all know I'm on the road to recovery. So if anyone's wondering, I'm just limping around for a little bit, and then I'll be back to pimping. There you go. Josh is just here breaking stuff in my house because he knows I can't get up and just fix it right away. But all right, man.
All right.
Peace.
Deuce.